Hey PopCultX family, we've got something a little different for you this week. So we sat down for an awesome conversation with comedian Jose Sardui and Las Vegas vocalist Mandi Seekings to talk all things musical and music. But as luck would have it, Zoom decided to take a break and didn't record most of it. However, we did manage to capture some amazing memories and reflections on the legendary James Earl Jones. So we decided to release this special mini episode as a tribute to the iconic voice and actor. We hope you enjoy it, and we'll be sure to reconnect with both Mandi and Jose soon and the whole crew for a full music-focused episode. So thanks for sticking with us. We appreciate your support, as always. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to PopCultX, your go-to for all things pop culture from our Gen X perspective. Today, we're joined by comedian and friend of the show, Jose Sardui. Welcome back to PopCultX. It's great to have you back on here.
Thanks, buddy. I love that you pronounce Sardui very Latino. And then Jose, totally whitewashed. I love it. Jose Sardui.
You're calling me out on that already.
That was awesome. You know how people do it the opposite. Yes, my name is Roberto Rodriguez. You know, it's
yes, well,
I love it. Listen, when people make an effort, I don't care if it's the whole. I will acknowledge and say thank you for making the effort. I appreciate it.
You're very welcome, and I will do my best next time to get both names.
Well, you could see it. My name doesn't have an accent on it. It totally confused you. I get it.
There you go. Yeah, it was all your fault.
That's right. Like, get your name tag accurate, Jose.
Absolutely. Well, we do have a special topic today, and we're going to be talking about music and Gen X music and what it's influenced and inspired and some of our favorites. But before we get to that, I'd like to take a moment and, if you will, and the news that came out yesterday with the passing of James Earl Jones. And I know I was deeply touched by a lot of his different performances and the way he carried himself and just his overall presence. So I guess for you guys, is there any sort of role or what's your favorite memory, favorite character he portrayed that you guys can share with us?
Well, I think that for me, going back to my childhood would be Conan. The role, I don't remember the exact name of the role that he played, but to me, that like I grew up like playing Conan the Barbarian and like role playing and him being like the villain of the movie. I think he turned into a giant snake, if I remember correctly. That was just really cool. But then also Mufasa, the voice of Mufasa and the Lion King also is very iconic for me.
Oh man, you went too fast. I was gonna look it up. James Earl Jones played Thulsa Doom.
There you go.
Thulsa Doom.
This is real-time fact checking on here.
I was well, I mean, I have an IMDb app, so I was like, I have a great James Earl Jones experience because I got to meet him.
Oh, nice.
When I was at the Air Force Academy, we had a lot of great speakers. And most of them were, like war aces, dudes that had shot down 5 people in Korea and Vietnam, and, pioneers of aviation like Chuck Yeager. So we had all these, and when we had our little auditorium there, it seats the whole cadet wing, so 4,000 people. I don't know, does it seat 4,000? It's a lot. It's it's at least 2,000 cadets at a time, lots of seats. And it was always fairly full for those speakers. When James Earl Jones came to the Academy to talk, man, that place was standing room only. Wow. And his story about he's a lifelong stutterer, and to be this iconic voice as both an actor and just his voice lended to certain things. And to have that come from someone who grew up with a major stutter and a major speech impediment was a very inspiring story. But the best part about it, after it was done, like he got maybe 2 questions about that difficulty growing up, and then he spent 20 minutes just doing quotes for us on demand. Like a cadet would go, "Can you say this is CNN. And he was like, uh, I yes, I can. This is CNN. And then what? We all went crazy. And then and it was like, and then it was like, can you say no? I am your father. And he's like, I sure. No, I am your father. And the place just went nuts because he didn't mail it in either. He got into the character. He did the voice. He did Lion King. He did Star Wars. I mean, it was just across, but 20 minutes of just quotes. I find your lack of faith disturbing. Yeah, I can do that one too. And he just went down the line, and he was just so gracious about it. And then afterwards, there's a meet and greet with the speaker. And usually that meet and greet, there's like 20 people around the person. Most people will file in, say hello at some point. Thank you for coming. But it's usually the majority of the people just leave. That whole area was swamped. Like I stood in line for 45 minutes just to go and shake his hand. Be like, I love your work, sir. He's like, oh, thank you. And the girl in front of me, she lost her dad. And she had a copy of Lion King that she watched with him when she was a kid. And that was a thing they did together. And she was like crying to him. And he was like very overwhelmed. She's like, could you sign this for me? And he's like, of course. And they took a picture. He was just, the guy stood there for 2 hours with us.
Wow.
Just super gracious. Like what you would want in a celebrity, and an incredible story and an amazing influence in your life. Like that guy was amazing. So he'll be missed, but I mean, 93 had a good run.
Yeah.
Had a good run. You know what I mean? So, yeah, James Earl Jones, such a great life. And I'm glad there's so many tributes and honors to him coming out. So,
yeah.
I always like hearing stories of people meeting they're stars or people that are really iconic and them turning out to be good people, because there's always that fear of like, don't meet your idols, don't meet your heroes, because it's going to be disappointed. So whenever you find out that they're like actually a class act, like I love that that they're down to earth and they're not affected by celebrity and fame.
Yeah, unlike Ving Rhames, who
oh no,
I hope it just caught him in a bad day, but he was it was bad. I was just gonna go up to him and be like, hey man, I love your work. And he was like, we were at the LAX and he was just standing in that middle way waiting for whatever was coming to pick him up. And he was just on his phone. He wasn't even reading anything. He was just like doom scrolling. And I just came up and I was like, excuse me, Mr. Rhames. And he goes like this. And he just doom scrolls. And he did it for so long that I was like, oh, wait. Wait, I'm gonna see how long this dude keeps me waiting. And it was like a full 2 minutes. And he's like, yeah. And I go, I love your work. And then I walked away. Like and I said it to him with such like in your face, like, I love your work. Walked away. I don't like you anymore, but I love your work. And I just hope, it's like you never know when you catch somebody. Maybe like he's going through divorce or something, and it was a bad day. But sometimes you catch them like that. You're just like, yeah, this is why I'm glad Ving Rhames wasn't my hero, because that would have been awful.
Yeah.
Does having experiences like that like change the way you interact with your fans? Like, does it make you want to stay like longer after sets and like talk to people and remind yourself that you're like on the other side of that?
I think the main thing that I don't know about is when you get to a certain size, because for me it's easy, right? I'm not like, a lady found me in the airport. She's like, oh my God, are you Jose Sardou? And I was like, yes. And I'm your biggest fan. I was like, oh wow. And so she wanted to take a picture and she's like, I'm hugging Jose Sardou. I was like, all right. I mean, it gets better than, and so it's not a problem for me, but I think once you get to a certain level of fame, there's so many instances of people wanting something from you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That it's sometimes you can't take it. Like I've been around Jennifer Lopez and I've seen how even around, like we were she was my boss when I worked at Nuvo TV, and she was the chief creative officer. And we were doing upfronts, which is where you sell you sell all the new TV shows in the season to advertisers. This is a thing that TV does. This is going to be so old time. If you TV, we used to sell commercials, our TV channels. Anyway, you mean the thing we watch YouTube on? Yeah. It used to be a thing. It used to be a different TV was a different thing. And so she was walking through this crowd and she had her people around her. And it was like no eye contact, dead to the world, just really focused. I saw it when I worked with Andrew Dice Clay as well. Like, if you're not in my little group, I don't even acknowledge you. And it sucks that people get that way. And I think it comes from sometimes, they're just, fame brought out the dick in them. But I think other times it's so many interactions are people trying to get something from you or use your fame or you try to take advantage of you or leverage maybe like, oh, I knew you here. Can I get you to read the script? Stuff like that. And so I think they get so jaded because that is what they see so continually. And it's a little sad that maybe more celebrities would be very cool. But so many of them get burned that they just kind of shut off, So I try to be understanding and make a joke about it. Bing Rames, maybe he's having a bad day, or maybe he's just like that day. He's like, I don't want to talk to him. Maybe he's got depression problems. I don't know. But all I know is that moment was fun because he fucking went like that, and then he doom scrolling. I was like, bro, I'm gonna stand here until you acknowledge me again because this means wait.
That's true. It does mean wait. Yeah, 1 second. Hold on.
That's right. That's right. 1 unit of time, whatever that was for him.
There you
like
go.
one set of doom scroll.
Very cool. Well, thank you for sharing that James Earl Jones story. That was really cool to hear. I mean, and I'm sure more stories like that will come out from all the people who have had the opportunity to interact with him. And like Gabe said, it's really awesome when your heroes live up to their billing, I guess. So thank you for sharing that story.
Yeah.
Once again, thank you so much for joining us for this special James Earl Jones tribute episode. We're so grateful to have had the chance to share our memories and reflections on such a legendary figure with both Jose and Gabriel. Unfortunately, as we mentioned earlier, technology wasn't exactly on our side this time, and we weren't able to record the full conversation. But trust me, it was an awesome chat, and we're bummed that you'll miss it. But don't worry, we're already working on reconnecting with both Mandi and Jose and the rest of the crew to bring you a full episode all about music. So stay tuned for that. We appreciate your understanding and your support as always. Now, if you enjoyed this tribute episode along with our other episodes, be sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss any future episodes. Until next time, PopCultX, take care and keep that pop culture alive.